Hey there friends, welcome to DeFeed channel again. Nowadays we see more and more users and companies turn to the so-called staking, so proof of stake algorithm. It is considered progressive, environmentally friendly and less expensive of course. All these factors cause the proof of work mechanism to be put aside, and yet is there a real decent project that can run on POW anymore? Although many people think that proof of work is giving way to proof of stake, gradually losing ground and fading into the background, but completely new and amazing solutions are appearing on the market right now that are breathing new life into POW. Undoubtedly, one of these products that I'm talking about is called ironfish. Today, we're going to review a quite aspiring ironfish project and see what unique solutions it provides to make a splash in the blockchain world. But before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and smash like to this video. And let's get to it. Okay, ironfish is a decentralized POW, censorship-resistant and public blockchain project that ensures the privacy of every transaction. The ironfish network layer supports WebRTC and WebSockets, allowing all their users to easily establish a true P2P connection without any additional configuration requirements. Following the sapling protocol, the developers of the project have created completely private payments, where each account is equipped with a so-called view key so that whoever has it can only use it to read the details of the account. Before we move on to a deep review of the ironfish blockchain, let's quickly recall how blockchains are built, or perhaps better said, what they consist of. Each blockchain, regardless of their type, has 6 main levels and usually called layers. So it is network layer, storage level, mining or block generation mechanism, then account creation, transaction creation, and lastly, verification and consensus, so rules for accepting new blocks. Contrary to the regular blockchain structure where layers follow each other in a strict predetermined order, ironfish goes further up and has come up with the new improved agreement. So let's take a look at that. Let's start off with network layer. At this layer, the ironfish team works with the basic network stack, startup sequences, message types, and implementation of the Gossip protocol. The Gossip protocol is primarily used to broadcast new blocks and transactions to all the peers within the ironfish network. To put it simply, so the nodes connect together to form a network, and the blockchain is the data structure they agree on. So back to the protocol. Once started, each node will independently verify incoming transactions before further broadcasting them to other peers and validate the incoming blocks before applying their associated transactions to the node's local copy of the ledger, aka the blockchain. The Gossip protocol has one main objective: to ensure that every peer receives the message being broadcasted as quickly as possible. Other network layers require the user to set up a port forwarding for their router so as to address the NAT problem. Ironfish was designed its implementation with a focus on accessibility and using a combination of WebRTC and WebSockets for their transport layers. Believe me, a plethora of techniques is used to help nodes establish direct communication. In other words, the ironfish node implementation works right out of the box, either in SLI environment or even directly within the browser. This makes it easy for anyone to use ironfish, regardless of their technical skills. Moving on, we come to the storage level. It introduces the reader to the basic data structures and models of ironfish, as well as its first implementation and how the storage level is available in both the SLI and the full browser host interface. Running the full version of ironfish in a browser was going to be quite a challenging task. So the developers decided to run it on the Node.js terminal environment. For the Node.js implementation, the team picked level DB, as there was no accompanying index DB. To prevent having to juggle the two separate storage implementations for the two different databases, ironfish has a generic layer of abstraction for data stores and database access based on level up. This abstraction layer exposes a generic layer It can be used both in browser and Node.js environment, offering a simple data store agnostic API. In other words, the storage layer is an API that sits on top of its underlying data stores. It can create stores from schemas and operate on them with all normal key value store operations like get, put, del, and has. Moving on to the mining layer. Mining is the core mechanism that defines which rules should be used when creating new blocks and which rules a peer can use to verify and accept all the incoming blocks. The mining layer or section basically describes how new blocks are created containing the necessary randomness for proof of work, as well as the calculation of miner rewards. The ironfish blockchain algorithm dynamically adjusts the mining difficulty to achieve 60 seconds average block times, either by increasing or decreasing the mining difficulty if the previous blocks are deemed to be coming in too fast or too slow. In the next layer up, we reach the creation of accounts. This layer describes how ironfish accounts are being created, which is in accordance with the sapling protocol, and it explains how to use all the necessary components of an account. All the key components of an ironfish account are derived from a single secret key. Though the underlying account construction may seem complex, the high-level overview is that in addition to the secret key, each account has a set of other keys. They're used for spending that account's funds, giving a third-party read-only access, and they provide a public address that can be used to receive funds from the others. The next layer on the blockchain is the creation of transactions. Ironfish transactions follow the sapling protocol, and here we have details about where and how zero-knowledge proofs are applied, how transaction fees are included, and how to balance and validate any existing transaction. In ironfish, this level of privacy is achieved through the use of zero-knowledge proofs, which allows transaction details to be encrypted with an accompanying zero-knowledge proof, attesting to the validity of a transaction's details. Last but not least, let's talk about the layer that ties everything up together. It describes the rules for accepting new blocks containing user transactions for the verification and consensus stage. Yeah, it is a verification layer. In ironfish, the verification layer sets the rules by which the nodes accept incoming blocks. These rules implicitly force the nodes to construct a block using these rules, otherwise that block won't be accepted by the other nodes in the network. An ironfish block is accepted if its header and body are valid. At a high level, verifying the header confirms that the block has enough work behind it by checking that its hash is numerically lower than the target and that the node has performed the correct state transition by correctly applying all the transactions in that block to the two global data structures and supplying the two resulting Merkle routes. Similarly, verifying the block body confirms that all the transactions in that block are valid. And yeah guys, a little note in the end. So ironfish was born out of the 2020 pandemic, during a time when digital payments are the norm and privacy is being violated to a much greater degree than ever before. The team is working on providing a currency that makes privacy approachable and easy to manage while providing the strongest privacy guarantees available. All in all, to summarize this review, we can say that, well, despite operating on a basic level agreement, the ironfish team has implemented a series of surprising innovations that is driving their product forward. Preventing traditional approaches and modernizing them through the unique vision, I think we see a pretty decent proof-of-work blockchain. The project's main goal is to lower the entry barrier so that anyone with a computer is comfortable enough to run a full node. Judging by the current results and how the project is developing, ironfish stands every chance of turning their vision into a reality. And that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to support our channel, you know what to do. Just like this one and subscribe to the channel. It really helps to drive our channel forward. Stay tuned because we have lots of exciting news about the blockchain world, and see you soon.